Enemy spotted.
Abbiamo colpito il nemico! Siluri nemici avvistati!
Direct. Target destroyed.
Are you sure about that?
Colpito il nemico! Siluri!
Hi, how are you?
Agganciato!
Yoink.
Abbiamo colpito il nemico!
Stop! Stop!
La nostra squadra non deve vincere! Abbiamo colpito il nemico! Bersaglio avvistato! Mira precisa attivata! Siluri nemici avvistati! Abbiamo colpito il nemico! Siamo sotto attacco! Bersaglio colpito! Per colpo! Stato colpito! Abbiamo colpito il nemico! Ottimo lavoro! Abbiamo colpito il nemico!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is BobLyn, and welcome back to Cruisers of Blitz. This is episode 15, and we're taking a look at the tier 10 heavy cruiser from Italy, the Venezia. Now, when it first came out, I absolutely loved this ship, and it was pretty good, or maybe some would say OP. They nerfed the sap penetration and the reload, and ever since then I never really played Venezia. I don't think it's a bad ship, but I just kind of forgot about it, and let me say, when I picked it up for this video, I absolutely forgot how freaking awesome this ship is. The sap penetration and the DD hunting capabilities is fire. It's just fire. It's just so fun. So let's take a look at how I build my ship, and I hope you're going to enjoy this episode because I have a lot of kills in store. Now first up, the camo here. We have the new special one from the Halloween event, and they do the same stats. They have the absolute same stats, and that's why I chose the other one, because you don't have to think about stats here. I think Wargaming should do this more often, because then it's more about aesthetics, right? What do you feel like looking like, I guess. For the elite bonus, I went with advanced turret, because torps, I mean, they do have 3 torps per side, or you do have 3 torps per side, and they're long range, but this is not a torp boat, so go with traverse. For the equipment, I run the same setup I ran with my Petro: reload, maneuverability, and surface detection. Now, I run surface detection on almost all cruisers because I want to be able to disengage and pick my fights. So that's why I run with this on Venezia, and it really helped me out a lot in this game, trust me, or in these games. Then, of course, I run with the reload mod, and you could go with either one of the main battery upgrades, but I chose reload because the reload is quite long, and I want to be able to follow up shots on DDs very quickly. You do get precise aim with this, and I find the dispersion to be quite good, so for me this is another great reason to take reload. You could take dispersion, but again, you have precise aiming, and you get the main barrier traverse through your elite bonus. And then maneuvering, of course, because it's good. We have Luigi Sansonetti here, who is a beast on Italian ships, especially Venezia. Underwater protection, of course, and then we run torpedo alert. You get 20 plus detection, and you don't have a sonar. So I could have opted for an air defense alert, but I didn't. Instead, we are going to take the torpedo alert plus. And then we have artillery maintenance plus, which is kind of nice. I really like this. And then we have, of course, the Sixth Sense, which is just, it's crucial for a cruiser player. It's an absolute game changer. I run Daredevil, but please guys, do not run Daredevil. I made this commander a long time ago, and I didn't see this before now. So I would have gone with reload, better heals or survivalist. I don't think you need another precise aim. You have enough. I took generalist. You don't have sonar, or you don't have the fire setting capability. You can flood, but it's not often. So I took generalist. Next up, we have marksman plus, which is just nice to have. We have adrenaline rush because adrenaline rush is great. I didn't take the smoke one because I don't think it buffs the skill you have. You have fuel smoke, not a normal smoke. So I took adrenaline rush instead. Demolition expert because sap melts turrets and modules, so why not? Honor Seeker Plus and high loading density gun propellant charge, which makes sap very viable on pretty much all ships except heavily armored BBs and battle cruisers. So let's take a look at the game and how it went. So this game right here is a 6-kill game. Now there are 2 bots, and we're only gonna get 1 bot kill. I just wanted to include this because this demonstrates very well how the Venezia can deal a ton of damage to every kind of ship, even though it doesn't have HE. The Venezia has 15 203mm cannons. It's not a lightly armored or armed ship, I should say. The armor is pretty good also. I mean, you're a heavy cruiser, so you can take a little bit more of a punching than some other ships, but you're a pretty huge ship, as you can see. The Venezia is very, very long, and I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm gonna say Venezia quite a lot because apparently my tongue cannot say it correctly. Anyways, the camo you see here is the special one, and I think it's a great looking camo. I really like the tracers on it. The only downside is, guys, when you are playing with tracers, you gotta keep in mind that when you use a fuel smoke, it's gonna be easier to pinpoint where your ship is heading and where it's at. So just keep that in mind, that you are kind of handicapping yourself by using this camo. But being cool and looking cool is also important, right? So we open up our guns here We have 2 DDs to shoot, and we take the daring because he's sailing towards us. Precise aim, you get 4 by default, which is very nice in my opinion. You don't even need to take Fire Supremacy or whatever it's called, where you get an extra. And as you can see here, these hits, although I'm not, you know, totally accurate, we still get some decent damage on that daring. Torpedoes coming in, and yeah, pretty much just gonna dodge most of them. The Venezia is pretty maneuverable, and that's also why I feel like you can easily run detection. It turns well, and if you are good at using your engine and your rudder together, you can really get some sharp turns in quickly. Because you need to get all 15 guns on the target you want to shoot, because the Venezia can't one-shot a DD, but it can definitely hurt it if you hit all shells. That was 10 hits, half his HP, and his rudder or engine was damaged. So now we use our fuel smoke so he can't pinpoint us and torp us, and we just send another salvo like that, and he's done. He doesn't have a heal. I'm gonna turn my turrets because I'm expecting there's gonna be torpedoes, so we're just gonna turn into him like we did the Harugumo in the montage. And there goes the first kill. Gearing is down, and we see a daring who is fully broadside to us, trying to go into the cap. Activate precise aim, line him up, and just see those red tracers going in. I mean, even though we don't hit all shells, we still do a ton of damage to them. Minotaur, is Minotaur, is it okay to shoot sap at a Minotaur when you have Sansonetti? Yeah, it definitely is. Now here we swap to the AP, because I will say this, although I tend to use sap quite a lot because I have Sansonetti, you do need to know when to swap to AP. There are certain situations or targets where you need to use AP. GKs, Yamatos, Vermont, stuff like that. Your sap is going to be it's going to be RNG based if you get a non-pen or a half pen or full pen. But AP is very solid on the ship without APCS. There goes the sap into him. I swapped back to sap because I wanted to see if I can nuke him with it, and you guys are going to see exactly why sap is just fine versus a minnow. You can get sap citadels with Sansonetti. Doink. That is very nice. And look who's joining the party. It is Mr. Daring again, and he's using his fuel smoke. The anti-air is actually very good on Venezia. Not very good, but it's kind of like Goliath, where it's like sleeper AA. It's decent. You can get some plane kills. And here we see the daring. Point your bow towards him and just, you know, intimidate him with your guns. He's gonna be very, very scared and frustrated. Now he does get all his torps off, and we magically survive. We did get him though. Now the Worcester pops up. Like, everybody is just in this circle. It was quite a weird game and good circumstances for me. And we just finish off the Worcester here with the sap. It's great at this range, but I would say against the Worcester, something like that, use AP. When you're against Hindenburgs, let's say Des Moines, Petro, Stalingrad, you're gonna use AP most of the time, especially at long range. But when you're very close, sap is also gonna do a lot of damage. You can punch it into somebody's bow. A GK's bow is not immune to sap at close range. You will deal full pen damage and it will chunk him, because 15 shells is 15 shells. Now this gearing here, I mean, I kind of felt bad for taking shots at him because it's really KSing, but I was close to getting my Kraken and he just lined up perfectly. With the fadeaway, we don't even look, we know we're gonna get him, and boom, he is down. Kraken unleashed. There we go. Now the final kill is the bot, and it's not going to be something special, so I'm just going to jump to it, and yeah, the 6th kill. Alright, so here we are, and the SX is almost down, and this is our final kill of the game. Now, sure, it's not a full player game, but 6 kills is 6 kills in my opinion, and it was still a good game. So we got over 100k damage, 114k, so Venezia can definitely do damage, guys. You don't need HE, and you have your fuel smokes to get out of situations. So here we are in the second game, and as the thumbnail promised, this is a double Kraken video. We get 2 Krakens in this one, and this is a full player game, so this one's kind of, well, a bit more interesting and impressive. We get Epicenter on Chain, and I like Epicenter, as you guys know. I do like Chain as well. I think it's a good map, and the Venezia is easy. It has an easy time of, you know, changing flanks and such. In this game, we are playing with Admiral Raider, as you can see, and Rice from Sour. So thank you guys for joining me in this gameplay. And as promised, Sour Race here says, hello guys, hello YouTube, so everybody in the comments say hello to Race. Alright, on with the video. Alright, so let's talk about the tech line, the Italian cruiser tech line. I have only played from the Amalfi up, but from what I've seen and just overall performance of the lower tier cruisers, they're pretty good. The whole line in itself, at least from what I know from tier 8 till tier 10, is pleasant grind. The Brindisi is very fun to play and a very capable cruiser at tier 9. And the Venezia feels like the justified upgrade for grinding almost 400,000 ship XP. You get 15 guns, I mean, that should be enough in itself. It's just one gun less than the Colombo, so it fits the style and theme, I guess. Now, what is the role and what does a normal Venezia game look like, or a successful game? Unlike most other, heavy cruisers, you kind of want to get into a cap. If you're playing Domination, for example, you want to get to that, either the A or the C flag and go in there and see if you can get a, full salvo on a DD. DDs will expect you to try to do that, but they hope for the best and they hope you're not spawning on their flank. Most of the time you'll see a Shimakaze pushing in, obliviously, and then all of a sudden, because you run surface detection, you spot him and he sees you and, he's gonna try to torp you, but as soon as you get spotted, you use your fuel smoke. So that's more time you have to spot him. And when you're in range, you're going to unleash those cannons, and he's going to lose half his HP, if more. If you hit 15, I'm pretty sure they're down to 25%. Then they got to heal up, and once your guns are reloaded, you will one-shot them again. It's not fun being a DD versus a capable Venezia player. It's definitely not. As you see here, the maneuverability is stellar. I mean, we just dodged those torpedoes without even... I didn't even notice them. I was just turning. Luckily, we have good maneuverability and good penetration, because this Shimakaze here, again, he's sailing out full broadside reverse even, and he sees me, but he still tries to go for me. I don't know why. It's brave, at least. There's a lot of DDs in this game, and when you get like 3 or 4 DDs per side, it's a turkey shoot for Venezia. It's just fun times. It's just great times. My two teammates here are playing big gun ships, as we were joking about. We have the Incomp and the Shikishima. So the BBs I don't really have to worry about. I just have to do my duty as a Italian cruiser and take out enemy destroyers. That is your role. So if there are a lot of DDs, you have to be willing to sacrifice your life to take out the DDs. Now, of course, don't go in there and take out the DDs without... Or sorry... Don't go in there and get killed without taking out any DDs. That would just be stupid. But, challenge them. Make them think twice about going for torpedo runs. As this Shimakaze found out very quickly, that you don't go so close when there's a Venezia. And especially if you have a CV on your team, you can synergize those dive bombers very well. And I would advise you to shoot the target, that your CV is trying to shoot. If you have a Hakuryu on your team, they will most likely try to go for a torpedo run on a DD in the beginning of the game. Try, if the planes are on your flank, help him out. He will, if he gets a hit on a DD, you can finish a destroyer in the first minute, and that's crucial for winning the game, because destroyers are the, I would say, second highest in battle impact after CVs when it comes to this game right here. This Grosavoy, he found out that you shouldn't peek out your nose when there's a Venezia at like 5 kilometers away. And our teammate finished him off here, Andy, and that's what I'm talking about with the synergy with a CV. If the CV is trying to hunt DDs, help him out, because together you can be very powerful, because he provides spotting and you provide the upfront alpha damage. Another, the same Shimakaze is trying again to reverse out and send his torps, but he's pretty far away, and this is where the Venezia kind of struggles without precise aiming. When you don't have precise aiming up, it's very hard to hit those DDs, at least for me. So we see a Sao on the flank, and Sao at this range, you can use Sap if you have Sensinity, but I would still stick with the AP just to have the chance of getting a Citadel. At least that's my opinion, but I mean, Sensinity, as you will see here in these salvos, is very capable, because I wanted to test out, how good is this Sap? I remembered it to be kind of weak, but let me tell you, it's definitely not bad. It's very consistent against cruisers that are broadside. but you certainly have to be accurate, because as you will see here, I'm gonna misplace this salvo and actually hit the salvo's deck. I don't know, it's not deck, the belt armor. I'm pretty sure we just barely, you know, scraped his deck armor there, and some of them half penned and most of them non-penned, so you have to be very accurate. Now luckily our CV, I think he got a pretty huge citadel strike on that guy, but maybe 2 citadels or something. But we finish him off, and that is our second kill of this game. So the Colombo is sitting there with his butt pointing towards us, and it's not an ideal target at this range. We still get quite a lot of pens, and this is what I mean. If you aim precisely, if you hit the superstructure and bow and stern, you will deal sufficient damage with sap. Now of course I have Sentinity, so my HE and sap is improved with this ship, but I'm pretty sure normal sap is also capable of doing this. But if you don't have Sentinity, I would stick to your AP more against heavily armored ships. We get the Schlieffen, I don't know how, but yeah, apparently we got that Schlieffen. And we set our nose towards this Shimakaze instantly because he is torp rushing our Manfred, and this is why you need to be looking at your map, guys. You need to be checking that map all the time, because this Shimakaze here might have actually killed our CV. The island was in the way, so he couldn't get his torps off, and that's what saved him, I'm pretty sure. So remember that, people. Look at your map, especially if you want to hunt destroyers. That is your biggest help. CV and maps. If there's a CV in your game, you can always find a DD, right? So now there's just this Colombo left, and I'm hoping I can get a Kraken, because that would be nice, right? 2 Krakens per video. And I thought it was over here, but somehow he survived that salvo, and we get the final kill. Kraken unleashed, double Kraken in a Venezia video. How about that, guys? Alright, so that's pretty much it for the 2 games. Let's take a look at these stats, and how much damage did we do? I didn't even check. So let's see. Only 57k, guys. That's because it's only DDs. Only DDs. You don't get that much damage, but you killed all of them, right? So it's pretty good. Alright guys, that is it for this video. I want to thank you so much for watching till the end if you made it all the way here. And put in the comments which ship you want to see next in Cruisers of Blitz. I don't have any ideas for the next ship, so I would love some suggestions. The only thing is, Smolensk is the last one. So my name has been BobLyn, signing out.